So what I'll do, I'm just going to go through my sketchbook. This is an old sketchbook, and it's one of my favourite ones. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the cover first of all. Okay, so there is the cover. So there's a bit of a delay, so I want for this to come onto the screen first of all. Okay, alright, so I painted the cover of my sketchbook, and this is a cuddly toy called a gonk, or at least my memory of it, that my grandmother made for us when we were very small. And I just remembered them. Now, the condition of the sketchbook, as you can see, is it's quite tatty, and I had to, as I've had to do with many of them, is kind of redo the spine. I didn't sort of bind it as much because I don't know how to do book binding, but I just used a piece of cloth and glued it on, just to hold the thing together a bit more. And let's have a look. So let's go through some of the pages, shall we? So just some notes and some numbers. January 2012 is when I started this, so it's over 10 years old. So let's have a look, see what was going on in my life in those days. That was a sketch for a magazine cover that I did many years ago for, I think it may have been the Irish Times. I actually can't remember. Let's see if yeah, there's another sketch for it there. Kind of a scientist in a great big James Bond room with computers and maps and everything. So, but I can't remember how it turned out. Oh, here, look, here's a better sketch even again. This is more like the final part of it. So I changed around the position of the scientist, and see all that kind of Renaissance gridding. That's to help me transfer the image onto the paper before just before painting in acrylics. Okay, so let's go through again. More stuff to do with that. Some heads. As usual, drawing heads. An alien called Tiddler. Okay, I don't always remember doing these. Oh, here are the gonks. So, what do I say? A happy gonk dances about with glee in the garden of 22 Adelaide Terrace, but no one was there to see it. You see, they'd all gone off to mass. And oh, here's an explanation. I kind of researched gonks. Gonkers, gonkany. As small children, we were given gonks, handmade soft toys with a general egg shape. I suspect our grandma made them. Apparently, they were designed from World War I and World War II, as teddies were unavailable. The ones we had were knitted and looked like Easter eggs with faces. This gonk looks like his world has just caved in. And I've written, turns out that they were shopboard. I can't remember writing that, or even actually knowing that that was the case. More heads, all drawing sort of heads. Another gonk. Yes, okay. And this was yet another gonk scene. This one, however, turned into a proper painting. So I kept all the London Underground station, curving around to the tunnel. It's obviously one in London town itself. But I actually put a woman sitting there and myself standing on the platform, because I did a lot of standing around on London Underground platforms in my day. We spent many hours doing that in our lives, people from London, and and we just had to be on our own with ourselves, with no mobile phone, just waiting for the appropriate train to turn up. That's what this thing was. That was to tell us where the train was and how long it was before the train arrived, which station it was, its destination. Not sure what that is. That was a pianist in Kelly's Hotel in Wexford. That was the time that we stayed in Kelly's Hotel. Wonderful hotel. I recommend it highly. A kind of a stained glass window thing with my daughters. Yeah. Some writing. What did I write down? Not quite sure what that's all about. Republican cake. Ingredients: yeast for rising. What you will need: flour from Boland Mills, salt for rubbing into wounds, and mad egg yolks. That's quite funny, actually. 6 other chefs. He says a Protestant there. A chef who wants to make a different cake and serve it back piecemeal. Allow it to harden and become embittered for approximately 100 years. Make sure it's unseasoned and tasteless. Try to change the Protestant. Forget about the job in hand. Yeah, forget about the job in hand, that's true. Ask everyone who tries this cake how much they like it and why. If they don't like it, ignore their answers. Anyway, I think that's quite true. What else we got? No, that's just... Oh, yeah, that's a nice little sort of thing to say, thing to write. Daddy, I must say that this sketchbook is awesome. It looks like Hannah's writing. Yeah. More. I use a very, very soft pencil, and it transfers from page to page, and that's why you have all this sort of this messiness and fogginess on the paper. Another kind of one of these stained glass window type paintings that I was doing at the time. There's yet another one there. There's a strange creature as a family portrait. And this, I don't know whether you can see this easily. I'll have to run this along the camera like that. So, just a strange creature. It's a creature bus. And it's interesting because I actually drew this and did a little bit of colouring on it in the Mayfield Cafe, April 2012. That's where I was. Here's a little complaint here. My heart's not in it today. My body's in the Voca Cafe. My eyes are on... Oh, but I better not read that, had I? Hee. What a giveaway. Now, fantasy beers. Some beer labels. Fantasy beer labels. Now, I drew Emily. Hannah drew Emily. And then Emily drew Hannah. This is a kind of an illustration, or at least a poster kind of painting that I never actually finished. Dublin Porter. Yeah, drunk mother giving porter to a boy. That's a cartoon by Jovan Karakash. It's a friend of mine from way back in the Illustrators Guild of Ireland. Yeah, it's nice. It's good to have a Jovan original there. I'm not even sure he's still illustrating these days. What does this say? I hope this is sort of readable. Oh God, yes, it's a little sort of little tract of text about when we went to court, when we were trying to recoup money on the disastrous build that we had for our extension. Anyway, God, I'm not reading that, it's depressing. Yeah, more little sort of drawings. That's what I thought of building inspectors. Asleep on the job. Yeah, there's another for sale. 1 pair of building regulators site boots, unused. Okay. What have we got here? Oh, a little drawing by Emily. She was 6 at the time, wasn't she? So, yeah, 2012. what she's written there. In the kitchen. Usual sun in the corner, the cloud crying because it's raining, I suppose. Some more pictures. I was still doing illustration at that point. There's somebody viewing here. Would you mind just writing something to me in the, I suppose it's the comment section, because I'm trying to figure out how this actually works. It's not the most straightforward thing that I've ever done. So if you wouldn't mind, and I'll look out for your chat, and I'll mention you if it comes up. I'm just trying to learn how this stuff works. Okay, so this was that was inspired by the builder who messed up my extension, and I just viewed him as a flippin' idiot. Right, so there's an idiot for you. More sketches for an illustration. Yeah, I was doing illustration at the time, which I haven't done for many years now. This was based on a couple that I saw outside the Centenary stores in Wexford Town. I remember that, but I kind of changed around. There was just a kind of elderly couple sitting together outside the pub in the sunshine at the time. And here's a working up of the of my depiction of the imbecile that did our extension, and I ended up calling him Little Bollocks. And I was actually too angry at the time to develop it further. But I'm looking back at it now. I mean, it was a funny thing to depict him that way, little short-assed weasel. Now. Little Bollocks, the incompetent builder. There you go. Let me read out what it says. Where does it start? Where did I start it? Oh yes, this is what I write. Because I suppose this is stuff inspired by the actual proceedings, or you know, the project from start to finish. How would you like a feng shui toilet? I'm not joking. That was told to me. How would you like a feng shui toilet? I can make other extravagant claims for what I can do for you. I'll send you in to talk to your neighbours about my deficient and dangerous design without being there. Then I'll defend my incompetent survey till the last and get you in more trouble. Then, when the fan has distributed all the shit, I'll walk away. How's that? That's a little sort of business prospect. Little Bollocks and the feng shui toilet. Now, what have we got here? Oh, another drawing by one of my daughters. Emily's drawing of the chandelier in the cafe of Castletown House. I remember that. Isn't that great? Look at that. No fear. What have we got here? Little Bollocks presents his idea for the feng shui toilet to the chumps. That was us. The chumps. And there's more Little Bollocks pictures. It was going to end up being a graphic novel. Then I just couldn't face it. All the heartache. More, look, there's even a that was a kind of not a running list. What would you call it? It's just some ideas for frames within the graphic novel. So it starts out intro Boomtown, because this was during the Celtic Tiger, right smack bang in the worst part of it. 2004. Feng Shui was all the rage. We wanted some of it. Mr. and Mrs. Chump. Intro by old Mr. Chump. There's a question mark there. I'm trying to figure out how to approach it. Recalling a time long ago. Meet in a bar room, which we did. We met the builder in a bloody pub. That should have told us something, shouldn't it? Little Bollocks rides into town. Rides into town, yeah. I was going to have him riding on a tiny little horse. Or probably a donkey would have been better. Anyway. That was kind of an outline for the story. Look, and there's some there were some ideas put into little sketches. What else have I got? More little bollocks. I've gessoed those pages and never actually painted anything on them. Oh look, there's a kind of a gonk there. Gonk playing football. Stuff. Scooterist Team Gonk. What's that? I think I drew myself and I kind of ended up looking like Ben Affleck. And then Hannah drew me. It's great to have these little drawings. That's how my middle daughter saw me. I look like a thug. View from the Metro Cafe in Dublin. So what else have we got? Ugh, look at that. Oh, look, more gessoed pages with nothing on them. I'll show you what I like rather than going through the whole thing. I like that actually. I think that turned into an illustration. Some little sort of studies of technique really. That was a dry brushing technique. More cartoons and stuff. That is a mind map. There's no chats just yet. Would be nice to hear that somebody was there. What else have we got? It's a long-winded one today, isn't it? But the whole idea is for me to, you know, to learn how to live stream. What's that? Honestly, the cartoons are so derivative. Ink as metaphor. A life's blood. I feel it's, oh God, I don't know. I was an intellectual rigor. Right, very funny. More cartoons and illustrations. Ah, here's a couple of interesting pages. This is inspired by those people who hold forth in pubs and they claim to know everything about sport, and they look as if they couldn't run to the toilet, but they wear sporting outfits. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, a little picture of myself that doesn't look like me. Yeah. Oh, what was that? Spot the cream cake competition. That turned into a painting. Here's another painting I did, well, sorry, a series of illustrations of people who were around me when I sat at the Metro Cafe. I remember that on a sunny day outside, and I heard these conversations around me, and people were passing by. So a woman like this, you know, did pass me by, and she had a strange angle to her head. What a beautiful evening, it says, sitting up here, sitting outside Metro. It's warm at last, and the world is meeting up for an after-work coffee. I wonder when that was. Oh, June. Yes, so June the 26th. And obviously we had a bit of a summer like we did this year, which wasn't very good. And I heard this girl who looked about 12 saying, I want to be a relationship counsellor. And I wrote down there, oh, do you? In Trumpton. Some of the older people looking at this will remember Trumpton in the children's programme. Yeah. And here, yeah, we visited the butterfly house. I kind of drew myself. Sometimes if something happens in my life, I might just draw a cartoon of it, just so it helps you remember. I remember going into the butterfly house in Kildare, Straffan, and being attacked by butterflies. Well, at least they landed on me. Yeah. Some more stuff. There's that corner again of the Metro Cafe, drawn with black ink and coloured with coffee from the bottom of my coffee cup. Yeah, look, there's another one. Sitting in between two Spanish girls and a tourist couple from Florida. Tourist lady asks Spanish girl if she rolls her own fags because it's better for you. So that actually did happen, yeah. Much better for you, isn't it? And that's the year that I taught, during the summer I taught teenagers in my studio. and I'm showing them something, and I actually fell off my chair in front of them. Yeah, much to their delight. They were a nice bunch. Some more stuff. What did I do there? I was doing stuff in my kitchen. Yeah. 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 More stuff. Let's have a look. Yeah. Oh, here's a little more text. Look at that. Took Kathy and the girls to the airport on Thursday. Lots of hugs and kisses at the departure gate. Oh God, God be with the days. I knew what would happen as soon as they left, though. I could feel it approaching in exactly the same way as all the other summer months, back to when... back to when... What's that say? We first had Mathilde. Further even, back to when I was a free youth and a young blade. As soon as I'm released from routine, I fall apart. That's true. I do. Inertia is the word. Back before I knew what the problem is, it's my personality type. I felt some kind of desolation, as I do now. When I fall out of my routine, I have a tendency to actually sort of go inert. It's weird. Yeah. So I have to force myself to act and get myself out of it. And that's what all that is about. Possibly. Yeah, look down. I'd even draw a picture of it. Inertia. There you go. That's me. Under no circumstances should this man be left alone. There's no telling what he won't do. There you go. I thought that was kind of quite good. A little bit of self-awareness. Pint of porter in Fallon's. Good pub, Fallon's. I enjoy going there. Or I used to when I had a couple of pints. Yeah, drawing of people in Fallon's. And some just heads and stuff. And which pub was that? That's the Cobblestone. That was me drawing people playing music in the Cobblestone. I remember that was when I was, when the girls were all away in France. So I went to the pub. That's actually quite good. I kind of enjoy. I like looking at that. It's nice and loose. What else have I got? More crap like that. Oh, there's... I sat on the steps, or at one of the statues in O'Connell Street. You know, Daniel O'Connell's statue. A huge bunch of Italian children on school trip. Apparently in O'Connell Street to buy runners, oblivious to poor old Daniel towering above them. They have statues in Italy. Oh yeah, the Bots Botanic Gardens there. Bit of watercolour and ink line. I don't know what I'm sick of. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of something. I'm usually sick of something. Now that was a hard day. I just drew myself. I was about to go to the funeral of the daughter of a fellow parishioner who passed away. She was only 19. It was the saddest day. God be with her. Yeah, it was awful. Leonard, no, I'm not going to read it. I drew myself the way I felt. What's that? Rosslare Harbour. Oh yeah, that was a homing pigeon. Got lost and ended up at Mum's house. I took it away with me and had to release it in the end. Nobody wanted it. There was a tag on the leg, but they just don't want them back because they're no longer homing pigeons, I suppose. Pat the Pigeon. I do know a man called Pat Pigeon, but I don't think... Oh yes, it is. I should report it. Oh, that's a terrible pun, isn't it? I should be ashamed of myself. God, I hope he's not watching. He's a great man. What was that about? It was more little bollocks. I obviously kind of came back to it and did some more. Didn't do much more though. horrible illustration job for a Canadian law company magazine. Horrible. Now this was funny. If you like your humour a bit scatological, we were in France, myself and the family, and in the south, in fact, and we went to park someplace. It was in a town where parking was at a premium, really. And this old boiler came out of our house in our house coat and started giving out to everybody, well, giving out to us in particular for parking there. Let me read it. It was actually in Hyères, August the 1st, 2012. Trying to find parking near Nicole's apartment. We find a space in an adjacent street. When Kathy tries to manoeuvre into the space, an old woman appears and gives out stink. Another younger woman calls to us to just ignore her, but what was it? But the lady continues. Was it parking not for foreigners? She said. Obviously, this was in French. Papy, my father-in-law, responds, Vive la France! And then the man approaches and tells us that when his father parked there once, this old boiler came out and emptied a bucket of piss over his car. She has no toilet, apparently. Nice. No wonder she's so angry. But that happened. That was an occasion. A little vignette in our lives. I call this the other side of France. Oh, we did that page, didn't we? That's Hyères town, the old town. It was lovely. I sat out and I had a glass, I remember. This is 2012. I had a glass of cactus juice, and I didn't like it. I should have had a beer, but it was only about 10 or 11 in the morning. What are we else? What's that? Fort du Petit Logustier, I think. I can't really read that. Anyway, Porquerolles. It's an island. We went to visit the island. Kathy's big day off. I think we just went without the children. We left them with their grandparents. Yeah. Little picture of Emily, and then a picture that Emily did of me. I love to have these things. I used to stick them in my book just to. Oh look, here's another thing. This is a guy. I like this one. This was a waiter. We went to a place in France to have lunch. A waiter at Le Bar Hotel Restaurant de la Mairie. I don't know where the town is. Can't remember. It was in the south somewhere. He must be the least formally attired waiter ever. He also sports the least enthusiastic and least welcoming face. Embrun, that's the place. E-M-B-R-U-N. Yeah. He didn't look pleased to be working. That's the gate at Hyères. Let's see what it says. The medieval gate into Old Hyères from the marketplace bar, La Caravelle. So I was sitting in a bar. Blues being played on electric guitar in square somewhere. Having a panache. So basically, what do they call that? I can't remember what they call it. I don't do it very much these days. Beer and lemonade together. Having a panache to take away flavour of the cactus juice beer that I had earlier on. There you go. Girls all at Decathlon, because we didn't have a Decathlon then. And a drunk blind bloke, very loud. Okay, there you go. Made up drawings. These are not making up drawings, they're the people who are around. And Embrun again. What do I have written here? Rising from the valley floor, we thought it must be... Oh, hang on. As we drove down the winding road to Embrun, we saw the dark plume of smoke rising from the valley floor. We thought it must be a forest fire. At the lake, we slotted ourselves into the hordes of leisure seekers, but after a couple of hours, we discovered that the smoke came from a burning chemical factory, Emergency workers were asking if people were getting headaches. Yes, that's right. We were up in the mountains at that stage. Then the beach was evacuated in a very, very leisurely and informal way. We ended up in Old Embrun and had ice cream. Maybe that was when I saw the unenthusiastic waiter. Okay. My brother-in-law, that was, sitting down, just ink and ink wash. My daughter. Let's have a look. Some mountains. Oh yeah, this was good. Yeah, because I did quite a lot of these sort of drawings of the situation I was in, you know, events and days and things. What's this say? I'm not sure what this is. Olbius Riquier Park. Olbius Riquier. Maybe that's the name of the park. Yeah. Here, August the 13th, so the next day. Nearly finished the holidays. Went for a walk in early evening with Alain, Cathy, Mathilde and Emily. Beautiful park with palms, animals and attractions for children. Emily went on ponies and a menage, and while sitting down I spied a woman carrying what looked like a cat or a small dog. When she put it down, it turned out to be some kind of ferret or stoat or weasel. I can't tell the difference between any of them. I know that some are bigger than others, but that's as much as I know. They had light brown fur. The ferret, not the woman. And then there are some women for whom skin-tight white leggings shouldn't be an option. Yeah. There you go. And what's this here? Yeah. Not sure what they are. Drawing for a painting. And that's it. Just got a ticket. Porquerolles. So that was the ticket to get to the island. It was nice. And there's something here, and it's completely faded off, so I don't know what it is. But that is the sketchbook from 2012. I hope you enjoyed that. You know, if you're interested in art, or you know, do join my newsletter at mcsherrystudio.com. mcsherrystudio.com. You can probably get it in the bloody in the information below. Okay, so let me just change the. Oh, I can't change the camera. So that's it. All right, cheerio. All the best. See you next time.